Eye diseases Retinitis Pigmentosa. Retinitis Pigmentosa. Overview. Retinitis Pigmentosa Rp refers to a group of inherited diseases causing retinal degeneration. The cell-rich retina lines the back inside wall of the eye. It is responsible for capturing images from the visual field. People with Rp experience a gradual decline in their vision because photoreceptor cells, rods and cones die. Forms of retinitis pigmentosa and related diseases include Usher syndrome, Leber congenital amaurosis, rod cone diseases, Bardet-Biedl syndrome. Symptoms. Symptoms depend on whether rods or cones are initially involved. In the most forms of retinitis pigmentosa, rods are affected first. Because rods are concentrated in the outer portion of the retina and are triggered by dim light, their degeneration affects night vision when the more centrally located cones, responsible for color and sharp central vision, become involved. The loss is in color, perception, and central vision. Night blindness is one of the earliest and most frequent symptoms of retinitis pigmentosa. People with mainly cone degeneration, however, first experience decreased central vision and ability to discriminate color. Rp is typically diagnosed in adolescents and young adults. It is progressive disorder. The rate of progression and degree of visual loss varies from person to person. Most people with Rp are legally blind by age 40 with a central visual field of less than 20 degrees in diameter. It is a genetic disorder and therefore is almost always inherited. Causes of retinitis pigmentosa. Rp can be caused by a failure of the rod cells, the cone cells, or in some cases, a failure of another part of the retina. The retina is very complex and breakdown may occur in one of a variety of ways. It is for this reason that Rp must be thought of as a group of disorders, as with similar symptoms. Breakdown of the cone cells, which are located in the central region, the macula, is sometimes referred to as a macular degeneration. Other disorders similar to Rp have names like gyrate atrophy, choroidermia, etc. The common feature is a degeneration of the retina for one reason or another. Research into the causes of the various forms of Rp is progressing well, and many of the genes responsible for the various forms of the disorder have now been located. Retinitis pigmentosa is an inherited disorder. In most cases, it is found inherited, although this may not always be apparent. The most common form of inheritance is called recessive, in which both parents carry the gene which causes Rp. They themselves are unaffected, but there is a 1 in 4 chance that their children will have Rp. It is important to understand that this does not mean 1 out of 4 children will be affected. With each child, the chances are 1 in 4. Another form of Rp inheritance is X-linked, in which the female carries the gene causing Rp. If she marries a normal male, there is a 50% chance that their sons will be affected and a 50% chance their daughters will be carriers. When an affected male marries a normal female, all their daughters will be carriers and all their sons will be unaffected. In X-linked Rp, tests are now possible to detect carriers. Treatment of retinitis pigmentosa. Currently, treatment methods for retinitis pigmentosa are limited. A daily dose of 15,000 international units IU of vitamin A may moderately slow the progression of the disease. Researchers are also investigating a variety of treatments, including the use of gene therapy, pharmaceuticals, or nutrition, which may eventually treat the disease or reduce its vision loss symptoms. A procedure called retinal cell transplantation is also showing promise as a future treatment of retinitis pigmentosa.